Well, hi there, pipe pals. How you all doing? Well, it's I, the old holy smoking pipe padre, and good evening to you on this beautiful autumnal Monday evening. And I am smoking something that I think is truly autumn in a tin. And it is one of my favorites, my all-time favorites. In fact, I did a video. In fact, I think I even did a contest. Me introducing this tobacco. Delicious. Now this is, you're probably wondering, well, what would I consider autumn in a tin? Here you go. Autumn in a tin, right there, folks. Selim's Black. This is truly a singular pipe tobacco. You can see the rich contents of the package there. The bright and black, beautiful tobacco there. I don't know if you can quite see it. There we go. It's a little bit better. Now this tin just happens to be, although it's a new tin, quote unquote, it's an unopened tin. Now I want to say that a lot of times we buy tobaccos and you can just cellar them right, in the tins. They come in, they're vacuum packed. Selim's Black, I'm afraid to say, is not vacuum packed. It's well packed, but it's not vacuum packed. So if you want to cellar this, you would do well to either take the contents out of the bag, the tin, and place this in an airtight canister. That would work. I believe you might even be able to, I think as Herminator once showed us, you could actually maybe freeze these, and that might work, tin and all. Maybe put it in some plastic. But anyway, Selim's Black. I just love this smoky, sweet flavor of Selim's Black. I just had a hankering for it, and I had another tin, an open tin that I have been working on for the past year maybe. And I went and visited somebody very special today. And I made a very special video, and I will upload that video after this one. Okay? Now, you're probably wondering who the special person is. A very well-known, world-class, I can actually say, pipe presenter. I was humbled and honored that they would even, spend a few. We actually spent about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours together, sharing a bowl and some just sharing lives. It was great. It was wonderful. But I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a little hint. If you guys think you might be able to figure it out, I'll give you a little hint of who that person is. Sure, I can get that to work there. There we go. Okay, that's your hint. The person has something to do with that pipe tobacco. Okay, could be anybody actually when you stop and think about it, but it could be. It's a beautiful autumnal evening, and I just had to just get on here and just celebrate the fact that autumn's in the air. Had a pretty good day today, for the most part. Just real briefly, I'm still working on the old fitness, health, weight loss, hypertrophy stuff. Still working on that. instead of kind of trying to do it all on my own, I'm now involved with CrossFit. And no, I do not consider myself a CrossFit athlete. I am not. I am only somebody who is just beginning their journey with CrossFit. But I am very happy to say that they have a special diet that they've introduced me to, which will help me hopefully burn up the rest of my excess adiposity and help me get stronger. And I'm really looking forward to that. It seems to be working too. I had a few things that were wrong and that were not right in my diet, although I was still eating healthy. I was eating a little bit too much fruit. Still love my fruit, but too much sugar. And that's the plain and simple truth of it. So sugar's just, I got to really be careful of that sugar. Because, anyway, I won't go into it now, but it got me kind of revamped a little bit of my diet, recalculated some things, and so now I'm kind of on a little bit more of a little bit stricter diet. It's not actually a calorie restricted diet. In fact, I noticed that I can eat still pretty much what I want, except with the exception of the sugars and of course the fruit, and I feel great. In fact, I even skipped a meal today. I'm not supposed to. I'm not saying I did it intentionally, but I was just so busy. I was visiting this very, well-known personality. You'll meet in my next video. And then I had a friend who's needed me to give him a ride down to Galt, California. He's getting his car worked on. I said, sure. Then I came back and I went for a 2-mile run. And then I had to do some other things, and by the time I got a chance to eat something, it was like 6:30. So I did my workout in the morning, and I had a cup of coffee and a banana, a protein drink, and that was it. So the bottom line was I was feeling pretty good. And so after I usually eat a really healthy dinner, I'm done. So there we go. It's almost going on 10 o'clock. Well, I wanted to just get on here and talk about, well, first of all, I wanted to say hello to some people who've been really kind, sending some nice comments, and one of them in particular I want to call out special attention to. But, Philly Pipe Smoker, Bill, he's always very kind and says he likes the videos, gets something out of them, and Bill, thanks for watching. And some new people here, let's see, Eric the Knoll, interesting. Justin Figueroa. He also entered the contest with a really good entry, by the way. Pernicious Rex, or Pernicious Ray. I don't know if that's an X or a Y. So if I'm messing it up there, Pernicious, please forgive me. The Modern Gent. I always think he must know the Gentleman Scholar. I always kind of get those two mixed up. But of course, Gary is a good friend and always has lots of interesting comments to say. Havoc Solo, not Han Solo, but Havoc Solo. I Stance, Philip V, or Philip the Fifth. Once Upon a Pipe, and SoCal. I don't know if this SoCal Piper or Pipester. There was a SoCal Piper named Richard. SoCal Piper, and then this guy's SoCal Pipester. So I don't know if they're the same one or I'm getting my numbers or letters mixed up. And then of course, let's see, there's another gentleman, APD08. Hello to you. And last but not least is good old Making Change. Good old Mark out there. I already checked out Mark's channel. He's one of the, I say, premier guys and extremely talented. Always fun videos. And lovely wife, Amber. They have a nice little repartee that they got going. And when Mark kind of drives her up the wall, then he goes and he creates his own little menagerie of special puppets. and he drives them up the wall. And we love him for it. Okay. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to, as I'm sharing this with you. One of these presenters here, I got to tell you, he really, he also entered the contest. And I wish I could have given prizes to everybody. But he had an interesting follow-up to the contest. And he even thanked me, of all people. I had nothing to do with it. But he gives very thoughtful videos. If you haven't watched Once Upon a Pipe, just a wonderful gentleman. He he shared this one box opening. After he gave his entry, I gotta get a little drink here. No, it's not that. It is pretty stout stuff though. It's H2O. Where he made this lovely video. Somebody sent him a box and gave him a gift of a whole bunch of wonderful pipe tobacco and some other, to pipe stuff related. It was just, but he made this really, the video was so it was so heart-touching because he had this little family around his table, and he was like a kid on Christmas morning, and all the kids were, sharing in this excitement. And, he'd open up and he'd say, oh, this smells good. Kids, smell this, and pass it around. All the kids would take a little whiff and they kind of pass it around and they were still eating their dinner, And his wife would go, oh, that's nice, honey, And but it was just a delightful video. And then he made another video about, I think, the persecuted Christians in the Middle East somewhere. Iraq, maybe. Anyway, just a very thoughtful gentleman. And I just wanted to say, if you haven't got a chance to go Once Upon a Time, go visit him. He has wonderful, he's a very good speaker. He's very easy to listen to, and he has some good sound things to say. So I would just say you can't go wrong checking out any of these guys, I think, but especially Once Upon a Pipe. Okay. I was going to share with you something real quick. Two little things I want to talk about. This is a pipe-related thing. The other night, I was enjoying a pipe on my veranda, and I'll show you the new veranda when it's daylight. It's dark now, but they put out a new patio for me. I had a little old table with an umbrella, which served me for many years, but they kind of gave me a little special little pavilion thing, and it's kind of nice. Anyway, I was out there last night for the first time, really kind of just taking a moment and enjoying it. And so I also had an occasion about a week or so ago to go down the river, and there's a brand new little cigar shop down along the river. And this gentleman sold me a couple of nice cigars, and I had one, and I had only got halfway through it, and it was very tasty and delicious. I didn't want to throw it away, so I kept it. Kind of a spicy cigar, but nice. You're probably saying, "What are you doing?" Well, this is something I discovered last night. As I was smoking a nice blend from the Briar Patch. It's called Caramel Apple. I think it's called Caramel Apple. And a lot of times, you can smell the wonderful casing and the topping. It's wonderful. But sometimes you don't really taste that flavor. Well, last night I discovered something that was kind of very intriguing and wonderful. I wanted to light up the cigar and kind of finish it off. I didn't want to waste it, but I had a pipe going at the same time. I was going, oh, what am I doing here? This is silly. Well, that's silly too, because now my I thought oh, I did that again. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, what I did was I was puffing on the old cigar, and then all of a sudden when I went back to the pipe, Mm-hmm. Yeah, it works. Still works. Okay. What happened? Something I have never experienced before. After I took a little puff on a little cigar, and then I went back to the pipe. You take that in, and that flavor in that tobacco is like heightened. It just sings. It's like, whoa, I can actually taste what this actually smells like to some extent. It just enhances the flavor of the pipe. So I don't know if you want to call this a cigar chaser with a pipe. I know it's a little bit bizarre. Some of you might think this is weird, but maybe I saw Jay do this. Maybe I can blame this all on Jay. Sounds like something Jay would have discovered, and shared with everybody. Maybe he did, and maybe I'm just now catching on. I don't know. But if you haven't tried it, it kind of kicks up the old pipe, and even vice versa, I guess, to some extent. There's a different flavor even on the old cigar. But once you do that and try that, it might sound bizarre, it might sound stupid, may not even appeal to you. Now, I will tell you this. I was smoking another blend this morning, and I really got a hit off of that. But last night, even though this is Selms Black, but the other was the caramel apple, and it's not really a full nicotine kind of a tobacco, but the cigar really kind of punches that up too. So I'm just letting you know. Nice, very nice. Okay, I have a little thought I wanted to just share. And as I, live my life and you live your life, we all live our lives individually, and of course sometimes digitally, right? Digital neighbors here. And we get to share things from time to time. Maybe they are important enough to share with people, and maybe share your thoughts and say, hey, heard a good, I stumbled across an interesting poetic phrase this evening. One of our little gals at the store has emblazoned on her forearm, the saying, it was a fantastic fight, still is. And I thought that was an interesting phrase. And I said, that must mean an awful lot to you to have that put on your arm, which is fine. She wants to do that, and she's a lovely young girl. And she says, it means a lot to me. And I thought, obviously it does. It was a fantastic, it was a fantastic fight, still is. I thought that was a powerful statement. Anyway, but as I was thinking about that statement and other things in my own life too, it kind of hit me how all of us in some way, we always kind of we're trapped between our current life experience and, if you will, what we think would make us happier, or we kind of live life kind of in this little bit of a forlorn state, like there's something more to life, and we all know it, and sometimes we think that we know what that is, and we're kind of prevented from experiencing that. If only I could, go do this, or if only I could change my job, if only I could get out of the situation I'm in right now. If I could, some people have horrible relationships. If I could just get out of this relationship, or if I could get out from under this debt, or if I could move to another country, if I could have another job, boy, my life would be so much better. And, I'm aware of that in my life. And it's just interesting. If I listen, I hear a lot of other people kind of having that same expression, that same desire. It's like we I don't know what it is, but we long for something else. We think that something else is where our happiness really lies. And maybe it does. To be honest, maybe it does. And again, I'm not here to, if you think that I'm kind of criticizing people who longingly look over the fence, to see the greener pastures and faulting them for that. No, I'm not. I mean, I probably do it all the time. If only. And to some extent, maybe we've had a small taste of what it's like on the other side of the fence. Maybe we were on the other side of the fence and didn't realize it until we were back over, and we look back and say, oh, that was really a life-changing experience. That was great. I sometimes look back at my time in the military. And I say, man, I had a lot of opportunities. I got a chance to meet really interesting people. I got to go to different places, things I'll never do again, in my life. I mean, I'm not saying, and then again, it wasn't always a piece of cake either. Getting up at 3:30 in the morning with, 2 duffel bags and getting on a bus and going to Bosnia wasn't the most fun thing in the world. But again, it was a life-enriching experience nonetheless. I got a chance to experience another culture, another part of the world that I never thought I'd ever get to experience before. Get to meet people from different countries. It was amazing. It was a wonderful, really life-enriching experience. And I knew that. I was grateful at the time. I was very grateful at the time. But deep down inside, I kept thinking, but it's not home. I would drive around, and once I finally got my German driver's license and I could drive along the Autobahn, seeing all the beautiful, lovely landscapes in Germany. Deutschland ist schön. Most assuredly it is. But it wasn't home. It wasn't where my friends were, the people that loved me, the people that knew me. And so I lovingly looked forward to finally one day getting home again. And I did. And I was very grateful for that. It really made me appreciate coming back home. But I can sometimes look fondly back and say, boy, it was so much, in some ways, better there, I think. Well, in some ways, maybe some things were better. But I think that I look at my life now, and I do believe that if you are striving to live your life, problems and all, you embrace all those things, that you can find, believe it or not, some satisfaction. And if you're striving to be the best version of yourself, you can say, well, you know what? Life isn't bad even in this situation either. Maybe the challenges that you face are intended by the good Lord, or whatever you want to believe, fate, destiny, to help make you a better person. I think for me, the secret of being content, and I'm not always content. I'll be very honest about that. I look over the fence and say, boy, it sure looks greener over there. Well, wouldn't it be great if, pardon me while I use a modern device now. I think I like the wooden matches better. But it's just interesting is that I meet people and it's kind of, it's nice to know that I'm not the only one that feels that way at times. Like, gosh, I wish my situation was different. I wish I was in a different place. I wish I had different people in my life. I wish, or I wish I was back with friends, from years past, or whatever it is that I think is going to make me better or make me more happier. I'm not saying that it wouldn't. It would. Maybe I would be happier in a different situation. Maybe I would be happier surrounded by my older friends, or maybe people that I knew in the military that were really good people that I look back now and say, man, those people were really good friends. They were high quality people, good people. But again, I just think it's a part of our human condition to long for something better. That's all. And I think that's where us pipe smokers get into a lot of trouble. Because as wonderful as one tobacco is, maybe this one would be even better. Okay. As the late great Pipe Pops once used to sign off, well, I'll leave it at that. Take care. Light up your world, light up your pipe, and enjoy autumn. See you now.